Hello and welcome to the Kate Gourmet. Today we'll be making nabe, Japanese hot pot. I'll show you my version. Let's get started. Okay, so today we'll be making nabe. I'll be showing you several versions of nabe, but this is the basic one called Yosenabe. Nabe is one of my favorite things to make as the weather gets cold. As you can see, it uses up a lot of vegetables. So today I'll be using 3 different types of mushrooms, enoki, shimeji, and shiitake, as well as some hakusai or napa cabbage, carrot, green onion, tofu, and I also have 2 kinds of meat. First I'll make the broth and I'll let that come up to a simmer while I prepare the vegetables. I'm going to use about 1 liter of water. And to that we'll add some dashi. We've used this in several recipes, as well as a couple tablespoons of sake, soy sauce, and mirin, sweet rice wine. Give that a stir so all the dashi dissolves. While that comes up to a simmer, I'll prepare the vegetables. Shimeji mushrooms, as we've made before, just tear them apart. Cut off the end and then break apart. Enoki also, we'll break in half. Cut off the end, break apart. Green onion, cut off the ends, and then cut on the bias about 1 centimeter or 1/4 of an inch. Set these aside too. Green onions will get really nice flavor once cooked in the soup. Hakusai, I'll use about half. Cut off the white part, and then we're gonna cut it kind of like on an angle from the white part up. We could get a little bigger with the green parts. Our hakusai cut. Carrot will peel and then cut into slices. Okay, so cut off a strip, that way it's nice and stable, and then cut into slices. Stack the slices and then cut into strips this way. Okay, and there are carrot strips. Okay, that is our plate of vegetables prepped. So the nabe has come up to a boil now. I'll just turn it down to a simmer. We'll prepare one more thing before we put it all together in the nabe. Today we'll be using 2 types of meat to put in the nabe, and you can put in really whatever you like. So this is what I typically like. Pork belly, of course. You've seen me use this a lot if you've been watching my channel. Pork belly is great. And then I'll be making some Japanese meatballs from ground chicken. But you can easily use the same recipe with ground turkey or ground pork, whatever you like. So to make meatballs, we'll take our ground chicken. We'll marinate the meatballs with some ginger and garlic. So I use ginger and garlic quite a bit in different marinades and stir fries. They are a perfect pair. Just like in other marinades, we're gonna grate the ginger and grate the garlic. To this, a little soy sauce and sesame oil. Give it a little mix to make sure all the meat gets that flavor. So ground chicken is pretty lean compared to like pork or ground beef. We did put a little sesame oil, but it'll still need a little help so that they stay juicy once they're cooked. We have some katakuriko. So this starch will help binds the meat together and it'll also keep it juicy. Katakuriko is like magic. Just give that all a mix until it's almost like a paste. will form the meatballs as we're dropping them into the soup, so keep the spoons close by. Set that aside for now. My pork belly is a little long, so I'm just gonna cut it. I think I'll cut into thirds this time. Pork belly cut. I'm gonna wash down my knife and board. So our soup has come up to a boil, and I'm just gonna get rid of the aku that comes up on top. So just to clean up the soup, just gonna take that away. You can skim it with a spoon if you don't have one of these. This is called an aku tori. Okay, we have everything ready to make nabe. We have our vegetables and tofu prepped and our meat ready, and our soup has come up to a simmer now. I'll taste the soup first. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Here we go. Okay, let's drop a few meatballs in the center. Take a spoon, grab a little meat, and then push it in. That is looking pretty good. So we'll just cover that up, let it cook until all the vegetables are cooked through. We'll come back in 10 minutes and see how it looks. Okay, so it's been a few minutes, so let's take a look. Here we go. That is looking great. I'm gonna turn off the heat. So let's serve. Ladle in some of those vegetables, the meat. Okay, and there we have it, nabe. Let's give it a taste. So flavorful, so good. Let's try the niku-dango. Wow. The niku-dango is so good. The ginger flavor comes through. They're nice and soft. They stay together with the katsukuriko. That is just a fantastic soup. So once you're finished eating the vegetables and the meat that you cooked in the nabe, you'll use the remaining liquid to close it out, usually with some kind of starch. It's called a shime, which literally means to close. So the shime that we'll be using today is udon. This is one of my favorites. Once it comes back to simmer, you can put in your shime. So put in some udon, break it up a little, and let that heat up. There are different shimes out there, but usually they're some sort of noodle, usually udon or ramen. I'll show you some other ones. There are some ways to finish it with rice too, and it soaks up all the broth, but I'll show you that in another nabe video. Give it a stir. Make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. That can often happen if you don't have enough liquid left in. Udon might stick to the bottom, so make sure you add a little liquid as necessary. Okay, so our udon is done cooking and taking in the flavor of the soup. All right, be careful with udon. It's very heavy and very slippery. Cut off the heat. And there it is, a little udon shime. Let's give the udon a taste. Udon is a perfect way to finish. So there it is, Yosenabe. Give it a try. It's really easy to put together, and you can use whatever vegetables you like. You can try different meats. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments below how you like it. If you've made any of the dishes that I've introduced on this channel, please feel free to tag me on Instagram. I would love to see what you've come up with. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more Japanese home cooking recipes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.